Grand Rising. All right. Da. How unexpected. Okay. Freedom in the unknown. I wanted to kind of prepare a little bit for oracle messages. Interesting. All right. It'll come in a second. So I pulled out the Rumi deck, oracle deck. Also the Queen of the Moon, and then the Angel Tree, or the Tree Angel oracle deck rather. The ancient path into the sacred grove. So it may be a little hard for you to read it. In the midst of the ocean of love, the mind asks, "Where are you?" I cry, "I do not know. I do not know." "What path are you taking?" "I do not know. I do not know." The moon whispers, "It's okay not to know." Look at the void. You were born with wings to soar. The real question is, why do you remain huddled in your cage? Very potent energy, by the way. There's so much power in the unknown. Like, some of the most brilliant people I've ever met in life are quick to tell you, I don't know much. You know, there's too much to learn, too much to experience in its high vibration. At least that's where I try to keep it. But beautiful. All right, let's look at the mighty elm. The angelic being of elm radiates through the realm of communication and exchange. It is concerned with true and sincere communication, not the mindless mailings of the computer age or brief exchanges between members of peer groups, but communication that transcends barriers. In the morphogenic field of the elm, the Greek hero Orpheus plays the lyre for the animals. In the past, memorial services for the dead were often held beneath its leaves, and people, mystics, nature spirits, and their emissaries would all meet within its presence. A true meeting is only possible if all the participants are open-minded and respectful of each other. The elm encourages space for understanding, reconciliation, and empathy. It is associated with the green man, the powerful guardian of the forest, protector of all the forest's inhabitants. This figure strides through the woods, sometimes as a dwarf, sometimes as a giant. The elm, too, has an element of adventure and mischievousness. Most people regard it a mere coincidence, but that's not how you say it or whatever. That in the 20th century, just as communication technology was beginning to spread out on a wide scale, Dutch elm disease arrived to wipe out the majority of the world's elm trees. True. But each step forward in technology helped human awareness that all these technological achievements are in fact a poor reflection of our true gifts and extrasensory perception. where the telephone becomes a substitute for telepathy. For example, today there are fewer meaningful discussions than ever before because the magic of living communication is constantly being disrupted by mobile phones. Nobody is fully present anymore, but always have somewhere else. It could just look, if we could just look each other in the eye again. The angel of Elm asks us to be rigorous in our relationships with the outside world. The world is a mirror. The outside is a reflection of the inside. Whereas the whereas with the blessings of Blackthorn, we can look within the recovery aspects of ourselves that we have lost. With Elm, we can encounter others being in the world around us. Elm's message sows the seed of sincerity. Meet all other beings as an aspect of yourself. If we truly learn its message, this angel, which still weeps for its many dead trees, will bless us with tears of joy. Without the M, we live in a world made cold with pride and selfishness and environmental destruction, materialism and greed, a world full of enemies and conflict and terrible loneliness. So the oracle message directly from the angel of the elm. Without the animals, you die of loneliness. Without the ancestors, you die rootless. Without us, you die without a future. Wake up and listen. Wake up and speak out. The dying only hear their own voice, but the living sing in chorus. Interesting. I've definitely been getting this download about getting outside much more, disconnecting, unplugging, just again being present yet again. Interesting. It's time to feel just as comfortable outside in the world as you do as the king of your own roost. No. Four of Wands, Emperor. Queen of Pentacles, Two of Wands. Make your way into nature. Ground yourself. For some, give back. Plant seeds. Thank the trees. I know how it sounds, but it's true. Like if you've ever been to communities with trees and then gone to ones without, it is a serious energetic difference. But they want you to find that spirit of adventure once again. Explore. Know that you are protected, that you are safe, that you are nurtured. Again, why do you remain huddled in your cage? Is that the only place you feel powerful? Look at Aries, 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 triple, and the number one, first sign of the zodiac. Isn't that interesting? What does the sign of Aries embody? Right? Active, ambitious, assertive, competitive, courageous, creative, enthusiastic, extroverted, free, freedom, individualistic, naive, and self-assured. Naivety can be a blessing because you can know so much, you render yourself almost impotent, like unable to move. It's I've heard like quotes the wine, and I know it's from Shakespeare, but where I heard it is not. But anyway, the wine has no flavor. Da, 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 da. You want that back. You want that zest back, that freedom of not knowing back. It's there for the taking. There's so much more to venture into, so much more to explore. Take back your power. It's been taken in some capacity for, I'm going to say, a simpler life with the Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah. Pay attention. Also to your surroundings. Some of you need to remember that you absolutely have the power within your own hands. Hmm. Look, 144. Mm-hmm. It's okay not to know. Because when you, it's like, again, freedom, direction, being able to pivot when you want to, not having certain things that tie you down. Freedom. I guess I'm actually talking to someone who wants to own a home. But I think the goal here is to reinforce that you are home no matter where you are. You are safe no matter where you are. Look how she sleeps in the darkness, under the new moon, in the middle of a field, not a care in the world. I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm telling you to feel that level of protection. Hmm. Some of you are so rigid and structured, right? And goal oriented, and there's nothing wrong with that, that you're actually limiting because you're not leaving room for the unknown. Some people have groups, folks together in such a way that they're dismissive, not acknowledging that others have more to add to the conversation, especially for those who seek connection, like meaningful conversation. It could be in the most unexpected of people. But I also get here, for some of you, you may not see it yet, but there is this energy of manifestation, right? For those of you, there is a structure, a foundation. There is something here that is being developed or should be developed, but it's giving safe space with the elm here, creating an environment and or space for like-minded people to come together who do crave this sort of more meaningful connection, especially with the recognition that we all are having very human experiences and we all go through very similar things, but not in a victim sort of way, but just this consciousness, the one, the all. I feel like this is the direction someone's moving into. I don't think you see this coming, but you are. It's like you yourself are embodying the angelic energy of the elm. Look at all this purple. Look at all the little sprites and imps. Look at that. Yeah, a very safe and nurturing environment. Some of you have this naturally nurturing, motherly, like parental energy. The Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles, that doesn't get much more mommy and daddy, like in a healthy way. You know, I'm going big mom, especially since people naturally gravitate towards you anyway. And this is both male and female. These are natural leaders in different respects, where there is a whole crop of young men who truly need someone to impart respect upon them, leadership qualities, like speaking life into these newer masculines that are coming into their own. Same thing here. That's pretty cool, guys. So I don't know if you've been questioning and pondering the next path forward. Because we've gotten that a few times with this deck, the spiritual gifts, that someone should be hosting retreats and workshops and something of that nature. Tell me, give me one card for each of these in their own respect. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay. So we have, I just wanted one, but I'm going to acknowledge these since they're here. We have clairvoyance, we have Ayurvedic medicine, and spiritual adornment. You're probably going to get some sort of mental impressions of these paths with clairvoyance here. So they really would like you to spend some time in a calm, centered space where you can explore the visions of your third eye, of your or your mind's eye, whichever you prefer. Some of you are being guided to travel, maybe even to the subcontinent, to study and explore the healing powers of Ayurvedic medicine and treatments to help bring internal purification for balance. Like you're on that way. And then we have spiritual adornments. You're being called to explore creating talismans, jewelry, and other spiritual pieces for enlightenment and protection. All of these things could very well come together, but I just wanted to honor those because I definitely wanted just one card for this Four of Wands Emperor energy. Thank you. Okay. It flips, so whatever. You're being called to explore the physical features of hands to uncover a soul's challenge, path, and purpose. Okay. So you might need to see what your strengths and weaknesses are in terms of what's, look, human design experts on about. Right. You're being called to explore using your problem solving skills and your knowledge of spirituality, psychology, and science to bring much needed solutions. You know, I'm no palmistry expert by any means, but I was told by a person who dabbles many years back that the hands can change or should be changing and adding to about every 3 months or so. And that way, you know whether or not, like, if you're stagnant and things like that. And even if you're uncertain 100% of what each thing means, you can track things. But it's better to, there's some great literature out there. You know what I mean? I would say self-educate. Call me old-fashioned, but I'm really not into giving people blueprints with spiritual engineer there to me and what's going on. Like, I'm just not built like that. I don't believe in arming people to hurt you. But hey, life has taught me well. Hey, Grand Rising. Yeah, you're someone's a natural born leader. And I feel like it's all over your hands, by the way. I feel like it don't take rocket science to see what the universe has etched in your palms. Okay, now give me one for Queen of Pentacles. And the Two of Wands, spiritual writer. You're being called to explore sharing knowledge, insight, and wisdom through written words to bring clarity and healing. This also could be part of someone's life's work. This could be an autobiography, again, with this Aries energy. It's like seeing your way out of a dark space because it's like this the Queen of Pentacles is the Sag Capricorn cusp energy, and that is the 10th house and the ninth house, right? And the importance of that with the spiritual writer coming up, right? So intellectual framework for the expanded consciousness and the higher mind. We have distant travel in the ninth house, right? And that's the Two of Wands energy, planning, traveling, exploring, right? Philosophy, religion, teaching, higher education, right? This could also be like yesterday, we were picking up the energy of the higher initiate. You got a lot to explore if this resonates with you. And then the 10th house, right? Career, reputation, professional achievement, moral condition, direction, life goals, prestige, and position. All of that ties in here. So some of you need to take a gander at what's in your ninth and 10th houses and see if there's any alignments or conjunctions, something like that. But you're about to, it feels like divine alignment, like crossing the threshold of the most powerful, potent time in someone's life. That's quite incredible. Right. You have the power in the palm of your hand for this Four of Wands Emperor energy with psalmistry and spiritual engineer, and Queen of Pentacles, Two of Wands energy. You literally inside of you need to birth this thing into the world. You are the portal to which this information will find its way here. It's necessary. Only you, masculine, feminine energies, only you are capable of doing this. This is not something that could be tasked to anyone else. Okay? I feel like both of you, right, masculine, feminine energies, collective energies, have taken the roads less traveled. And some of you truly have encountered some divine beings and unique people along the way, simply by allowing yourself that moment of now. Now is so important. Now is all you have. Nothing is promised. Yesterday is gone. Now is it. Tomorrow is a dream, a hypothetical, a possibility, but it's nothing like now. So often people are trained to keep their thoughts to themselves. And I've had some of the greatest moments just being me, right? Saying what I'm going to say. And instead of keeping it inside my mind, I decide to share it. Instant camaraderie. Conversations that probably would have been 2 minutes in passing turned into 20 minutes. No need to exchange information because the art of now. Finding those similarities. Sometimes sharing is the only way of knowing. Oh, you're wired like me. Not to be offensive or contrite, but to be human. Explore the unknown, people. Freedom in it. I also see a chance encounter. I also see like the unexpected, like someone maybe show up. This could be someone's actual father. This could be their boss. If someone travels for work, they could return home unexpectedly. You know, some of you work from home, right? But you really have the freedom to work from anywhere. Utilize that. You definitely are being called to explore much more healing areas. Mm-hmm. Now that's interesting. Someone, this feels like avoidance. Like someone doesn't even want to entertain. I will say, whatever it is that you're planning, keep that to yourself. I don't even want. I'm gonna pick those back up. Holy Spirit, I call in all necessary spiritual protection for myself and the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Interesting. You're about to be given something. I don't feel like you really see it coming, like at all. This makes me feel like a peace offering is being presented to someone. Wow. Mm, look, look who just jumped out. Look. So it makes me feel like there was some like really, really wicked fallen angel type energy circulating that was vexing someone. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you did good. I don't feel like you fell for the temptations. I do. I feel like you said no. Whatever this thing or offered you, you poured it out. Mm-mm. You were content to sow seeds that take time. Wow. Confirmation. Form completeness, foundations, progress, power, and stability. Right. It's like a higher power is coming to extinguish the flames of torment. Wow. 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 Look, look, because you didn't fall for it. Holy shit, good job. Like, you ain't take the bait. Look, 15 is right here. It said the green man. We ain't gonna get into that. Look, 15, 15, right. Some of y'all have really encountered, you know, real fallen angels. Whew, like in the flesh. You didn't fall for the trick. Oh my God. Yeah, you were definitely being vexed. You were definitely going through a Job season. That's incredible. That's just confirmation for someone. You already knew that. You were really in your ascension energy. You were really tapping into Christ consciousness. Yeah. Look, there's judgment. You've finished this. You've graduated. Look, there's an Ace of Wands. This torment was intentional. It was. Look, Hierophant, like I said, just confirming your intuition. High Priestess to the Hermit. Yep, it's okay. Wow. It's over though. See? Angel of Balance. Temperance Angel. Yes. You did good. You really did. You did really good. And I'm not the one. I'm just reading cards here. I feel the energy though. I feel pleased energy. I got chills creeping up my legs. Very much pleased energy from the higher ups. Like you were under judgment. Yes, look. Look. You were in the abyss. You were in the void. You by yourself. They wanted to see what you would do in your Job season. How was you going to act? Look. Was you going to get sneaky? Was you going to get tricked? Or were you just going to take a ride on the wheel of fortune and deal with what come? Blessings. Holy shit. You had patience. Wow. Wow. And it's crazy because it was like people really trying to get you to like become unhinged, become unbalanced, so you would entertain these lower energies and like drop your ascension. Oh my God, that didn't happen. So what does it matter? Look, see, Fool, Ace of Cups, no more struggle, and just like that, boom, it's over. See, Three of Cups. See, that's the Holy Trinity energy, is what that gives me with those three cups. And here's this other cup being thrusted into your face. See, look, see how those four cups? Right, whatever seemed like it was a loss or this or that, you're getting it in multitudes back. Because you live by faith. You trusted in spirit. You celebrated even when the times were hard. Wow. Ma'am, look. You maintained your position, your grace, even when times, ooh, ooh, yes, yes. I'm sorry, I'm not loud yet. I don't have it in me yet. I'm not feeling that. Yeah, now look at you. That's what they're saying. No, you're about to be moved in different directions. You truly are. Life is getting ready to change big time. It's like you thought you knew freedom before. It's about to get exceptional. Exceptional. Ooh, ooh. There is A very prideful mother figure for someone who may unfortunately pass away soon. Yeah, very, very prideful. They could be a Leo, I don't know. But this is an attention-seeking energy, unfortunately. And I feel like this will be the most attention. This could definitely be someone from your past. I don't want to read into that. Someone's definitely not well. Okay? That's all I got on that. Yeah. Yeah. This person could already be experiencing some sort of grief and or despair. They could also have some sort of insight into what's coming. Oh, they spoke to a medical professional. Okay. Yeah. I really feel like it is like a fire sign. Yeah. I do. I feel like somebody did a lot of things for attention and took a lot of risk. And now, unfortunately, world energy. All right. I just wanted to come to you a little early with something more encouraging and poignant and, you know, more oracle than tarot. I'll come back a little later if I have time. Hope this helps you. Enjoy your day. Bye.